Salute. Hello everyone. Content de revoir Isadora. It's really good to be back. Hope you're having a good week. Comment ça va? Okay, so today we're going to be talking about vampires. Energy vampires to be precise. Okay, so one thing is, I know at some point we've all seen like one or two vampire movies, like Twilight, right? So vampires are supposed to be fictional, right? They're fictional characters. So these are characters that they're human. Do you understand? Human looking. So what happens is they don't age. They pretty much do not die, right? And they don't come out during the day because once the sun hits them, they tend to burn off, right? And they feed on blood. So basically what they do is they come out at night and they've got fangs, right? So they come out at night, they find a victim and they literally dig their fangs into their necks and sucks blood out of them, literally sucking life out of them, right? So today we're going to be talking about energy vampires, and this is real. But come to think of it, right? I don't think I age a lot, right? And a lot of people don't see me during the day. Nobody knows what I eat. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Okay, no, I'm kidding. So let's get on a serious note, right? So today we're going to be talking about energy vampires, and they're quite similar to their fictional characters, right? However, these ones are pure human because they could be anybody. Energy vampires could be your friend, it could be your sibling, it could be your neighbor, your work colleague, your romantic partner, anybody. Do you understand? These are just people, or like they're fictional characters. Okay, so those ones don't come out during the day, right? This one's what happens is they operate in secret. So they operate in the dark. Do you understand? They do things in secret. Now in reality, what happens is they don't suck on blood, they suck on your energy. So these are people that would literally, like, they suck on your energy, sucking life out of you. So these are people that would really wear you out, stress you out, do you understand? And literally suck the very life out of you. So how do we identify energy vampires in our lives? Like I said, this could be anybody and everybody. Do you understand? It could be anybody in our lives, right? So the first way to identify an energy vampire is they use something called fear tactics. Now, what they do is, everything they do is pretty much intentional. It's just so they can have control over you. It's just so they feel they're in power. Do you understand? Now, they use an energy vampire will use something called fear tactics. Now, do you know anybody in your life that, okay, so these are people that maybe you just acquired a new car, right? So what they will do is make you feel afraid. Okay, so what they'll do is they'll tell you all the negative things that can be wrong with the car. Then they'll tell you this car, oh, it attracts break-in, so people tend to break into this car a lot, blah blah. This is just so you're not excited about the car you just bought. Do you understand? You don't get to enjoy it. They want to keep you in fear. Do you understand? That way it makes them feel powerful, it makes them feel in control. Do you understand? Whilst the fictional counterpart, they are sucking on victims' blood, and which gives them life, this ones they suck on your energy. Your energy could be extracting fear out of you. Do you understand? It gives them power, it makes them feel in control, that way keeping you destabilized. Do you understand? So let's say you just moved into a new house or whatever it is, then they will come and tell you, oh, did you hear that there's a lot of armed robbery on this road? Oh, did you hear that people living on the street, this, that. Oh, did you hear this? They will constantly give you negative information about something you're supposed to be excited about. This is just to keep you destabilized. This is just to keep you in fear. Do you understand? Once you're in fear, they feel more powerful. Another way to identify an energy vampire in your life is they will wear you out, literally. Okay, so let's say it's a friend, right? So this is the sort of friend that would come to you with all sorts of problems. They want to stay on the phone to you for like 10 hours. I mean, you're not concentrating at work because you're trying to solve a problem for them. You're not concentrating in the house, so you can't get to do anything else. You sit by them, you advise them, they're there crying, and then what happens is, you know, that exact advice, whatever you tell them not to do is exactly what they're going to do. So they do it, it falls in their faces, and then they come back to you again. Do you understand? And they do this constantly. Most of the time, most of the issues they claim to have, they're false. Do you understand? They just want to keep you in that. They suck life out of you. They just want to keep talking to you about it. They want to keep you solving their problems. They want to keep you concerned about them. Do you understand? And then you don't get to worry about your life. Do you understand? You're worried about them genuinely, maybe as a friend or a family member or a colleague or whatever it is. And then whatever advice you give them, they don't do it. They do the exact opposite. And a week later or 2 days later or 3 days later, they are back again. Do you understand? Oh, it didn't go. And they always have the perfect excuse for why they didn't do what you advised them to do. Do you understand? They always have the perfect excuse. Then they're back again so that you continue solving the problems. Like, they literally suck life out of you, that you don't get to achieve anything you want to do. Do you understand? You're constantly concerned about them. So if you're dealing with a relationship, this is somebody that would intentionally triangulate you. And what does this mean? So let's say maybe you go out with your girlfriend and your friend. Do you understand? You go out with your friends and your girlfriend. So I want to use woman this time around. So what she will do, let's say she's the energy vampire, is probably start to flirt with your friend. Do you understand? Enough to annoy you. Do you get? Now, don't get me wrong. As women, we all do this thing sometimes because we want our partners. Do you understand? We want attention. Do you understand? But this one, it's once in a while. Do you understand? Maybe you just want some sort of reassurance. Do you understand? So you get to flirt with other people or whatever it is. I'm not saying it's healthy. It's quite toxic, but we do it. But this sort of person will do it all the time. Do you understand? Just to annoy you. Do you understand? And then when you start to complain, then they say, I don't understand. Am I not supposed to? It's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Am I not supposed to talk to your friends again? Okay, fine. I won't talk to them again. And then they start to give attitude whenever you're around your friends just to embarrass you. Do you understand? So it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. They just do things to intentionally stress you out. Now, let me use vice versa, because men do this more. So, so if it's a man, what he can do is intentionally just disappear. You won't hear from him. So this is a relationship that is supposedly going so well, and then he'll disappear for like 2 weeks, and you're wondering, what? Did something happen? Is there another woman? They're just doing it intentionally to stress you out. Now, when you complain, it's going to be like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Oh, are you saying I shouldn't work anymore? Oh, are you saying I shouldn't be this, da, 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 da? Oh, can't I have time to myself? Oh, you're clingy. They're just doing it intentionally. You haven't done anything. They just want to stress you out. Do you understand? They just want to see you stressed. That way, it keeps them in control. It keeps them powerful, and it makes you destabilized. So another way to identify an energy vampire in our lives is, this is somebody that intentionally does things to provoke you. Do you understand? They want you to lash out. They want you to act out of character. Do you understand? So they can turn around and say, oh, yeah, look, can you see? You think that person is so quiet? They're not so quiet. Oh, look at what they did. Oh, look at, they did it. Do you understand? They would intentionally, it's like poking the bear. So they would intentionally do things to poke you. Do you understand? So you can lash out. They would intentionally do things to provoke you, so you can talk or scream or lash out. And then they go, oh, I was only joking. Can't somebody joke with you? Why you're such an angry person? Oh my God, you're such a you're such a difficult person, or whatever it is. You understand? It's all intentional. So these are the people that they're just extracting anger out of you. They extract anger out of you. They extract frustration out of you. They extract fear out of you. It makes them feel powerful. It puts them in control. Do you understand? While it destabilizes you, while it wears you out. Do you understand? I've had a conversation with somebody before, like, this person was so combatant. Do you understand? And after that conversation, literally, I fell asleep. I fell asleep for like 4 hours. Do you understand? Now I've realized, then I didn't know what it was. Now I've realized that the person remained combatant just so that I would expend my energy, just so that they would wear me out, just so that I would be tired. Do you understand? I mean, who gets power from another person's tiredness? Do you understand? Who feels powerful based on another person's frustration? Do you understand? So like the fictional vampires, right? They suck blood to give them power, to give them life. This one suck your energy to give them power, to give them life. So another way to identify energy vampires is somebody that would intentionally sabotage you. So this is more common maybe with siblings, or maybe like with romantic relationships. Like, okay, so let me give an example, right? I don't know how to explain it. So maybe you tell this person, oh, I've got a 9 a.m. meeting tomorrow morning, and by the time you get to your car, your tires are flat. intentionally. Do you understand? Or by the time you get to your car, something has gone wrong with it, it's not working anymore. By the time you're by the time you're rushing out of the door at 8:45, you can't find your car keys, and it's intentional. Do you understand? So what you do, you start to frantically look for it. You start to lash out. You start to run around the house. And they're sitting there smiling and enjoying it. So these are people that intentionally sabotage you. If it's a work colleague, they can sabotage your work. They can hide an important file just 5 minutes to the meeting. Do you understand? And they would sit there just enjoying themselves, like, okay, I thought you said you did the work. Do you understand? Bring it out. Do you understand? Something like that. These are people that derive pleasure, that feel powerful off your pain. Do you understand? So whilst you're destabilized for the meeting, they don't care that the meeting didn't go well. They don't care that they're probably going to lose a client. All they care about is giving you pain. Do you understand? Seeing you frustrated. And that way, it makes them feel powerful. It has something to do with money. I don't know what it is, but somehow they always feel the need to extract money from you. It's a strategy to keep you broke. Do you understand? As long as you're broke, you tend to need them, so to speak, right? You tend to be more dependent, less independent. Do you understand? You tend to be less independent. So these are people that will make up stories somehow to extract money from you. Do you understand? Like I said, it's usually people that are so close enough, do you understand, to do things like that. So they would make up all the stories somehow so that you keep spending your money, just so that they can extract money out of you. That way, see, if you don't have money, you're kind of like upset, right? You're kind of like sad, right? You're destabilized, right? Kind of thing. Do you understand? So they look for creative ways to extract that money out of you. If they have to destroy something of yours, they will. If they have to make up stories and destroy something of theirs so that you tend to pay for it, especially if it's like maybe a wife to a husband, or a girlfriend to a boyfriend, or whatever it is, or like a younger sibling to an older sibling, or whatever it is, you understand? They would look for creative ways to make you spend your money. The more you spend your money, you'll be like agitated, right? If you keep spending money on stuff. So they keep looking for creative ways to make you spend this money. Do you understand? To make you waste your money. That way, it's just a strategy to keep you broke. Do you understand? As long as you're broke, they would literally probably hide their own money. Do you understand? They will hide their own money and spend yours. It's something about money for them. So if you're not so certain, but you want to know if you have maybe an energy vampire or two in your life, most of us do, to be honest, most of us do. It's just we're not aware. Do you understand? You have to be aware. Do you understand? You have to be alert, and you have to be aware of your environment, of people, places, and things around you. These are people that when you're around them, you actually age. You age very quickly. You start to look very worn out. Do you understand? Very worse for wear. You start to look older than your age because you're stressed out all the time. Do you understand? Now, if you're around these people that you're around and you feel like you're always broke, do you understand? It's something to do with their energy. Do you understand? When you're around them, because they're so negative, you can't seem to make money. Do you understand? You can't seem to make money. When you're doing businesses, it goes flat. Do you understand? Because they're negative people. They're not even wishing you well. Anyway, do you understand? They're wishing you bad. They're wishing things go down for you. And if you surround yourself with people that are constantly wishing bad on you, it's the energy they're putting out towards you. Do you understand? It will happen. So these are people that when you're around them, you're stressed all the time, and that can develop some kind of like high blood pressure or some kind of horrible disease. Do you understand? If you're stressed out all the time, obviously your BP would rise. Obviously. Do you understand? So these are people that when you're around them, it's all negative. Now, some people you're around them, you'd realize that you get more contracts. You get job opportunities. You will constantly have money. They are constantly introducing you to good contacts that would elevate you. Do you understand? So there are different types of people. You just have to be at alert. You have to be aware of people, places, things around you. Do have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. S'il vous plaît, like, share, subscribe. Merci beaucoup. And I do love you all. Have a beautiful week. Namaste. Bye. Peace.